Massive update on Rodrigo coming in the coming days as we see it play out for Real Madrid at the Club World Cup. Rodrigo is inching closer and closer to moving to Arsenal. It appears his future at Real Madrid is all but done and dusted, and Arsenal are leading the race for Rodrigo. I know this is a consistent update we're having, but it's important to realize that it's getting to the point. It's early. It's very early, but it is already getting to the point where it's almost boom or bust for Arsenal in this window on whether or not they get Rodrigo, because as we'll see later in this episode with a few other links, there's just nobody out there as exciting as Rodrigo. Nico Williams looks like a guarantee to go to Barcelona or Bayern Munich. So him and Rodrigo were the top two options. Left winger, arguably more important than a new striker, with Kai Havertz being very solid, scoring plenty of goals for us. Yes, we need a new striker, but no one's overly obsessed with Sesko or Gyökeres. The other options, yes, Ollie Watkins I like a lot, but obviously the age profile and price is not ideal. Rodrigo is the marquee signing that we absolutely need to make this coming summer. It's looking like in the coming days we're going to have a very positive update on that Rodrigo will be moving to Arsenal post-Club World Cup. And listen, I have some reservations about him being at the Club World Cup. My hope is he doesn't play much. He comes in, has somewhat of a preseason, maybe misses the tour in Asia, but comes in and starts training for a couple weeks before the Premier League season starts. And by the mid to end August, he is ready to be starting week in and week out. This is a top player. Some player is going to be able to adapt to a system quickly and imprint himself on matches, and one who's versatile across both wings and through the middle. That Rodrigo update will be huge in the coming days. Johan Bakayoko, a very talented 22-year-old that plays for PSV. It's now time to start looking at who that rotation option is going to be, because although it's been rumored that we're just going to go for two attackers, it does seem we're still interested in Bakayoko, Antoine Semenyo, Ale Garnacho, who you see there on my right-hand side. Bakayoko, 22 years old, for those who don't know him, from PSV, been highly sought after by Inter, by Liverpool, AC Milan, and now Arsenal. Last season, he had 11 goals and 2 assists in 43 matches. The season before that, he had 12 goals and 9 assists in the Eredivisie alone. And then on top of that, he had another 2 goals and 5 assists outside of that competition. I mean, if you look at his 21-22 season for PSV's academy side, he had 17 goals and 12 assists. It's a very talented winger. He can play off of both sides, both the right and the left, a little bit more comfortable off the right, which is great for us because he'd be used as Saka rotation option as Waneri moves more towards that midfield position, and available for just 17 million pounds. So that would probably look like a deal in the 25 total range, like with add-ons and everything, and very low wages. It's a perfect kind of deal for Arsenal as a third attacker. It's the same kind of pricing as Leroy Sané would have been in terms of the entire package, right? Sané was a free, but the wages and the agent fee and all those things would have been huge. We were looking at about the same price range here for Johan Bakayoko, which makes me think he really could be the rotation player that we bring in. So Rodrigo, Sesko, and Johan Bakayoko being the 3 attacking signings this summer would be very, very exciting. And Rafael Leao, it appears that he is going to be available this summer from AC Milan. They seem to be selling a lot of their assets this summer, potentially preparing for a little bit of a rebuild. The issue with Rafael Leao, and I have this from good accounting, is that he's not highly thought of in terms of his mental profile from the Arsenal scouting team. Not only just what he brings to the locker room, but he's not great out of possession. He's not great off the ball. He doesn't make strong runs off the ball. He doesn't press high up the pitch. And that left wing position, as we've seen, when the difference between Martinelli and Trossard playing there, we need a good presser, a good defender, someone who gets back on that left-hand side, especially when we play with an inverted left back who can be caught out of position. And if Leao's not going to be that player, as much as he's a maverick and a game changer and a player that I really enjoy watching, it doesn't appear Arsenal are looking to make that move for him and see him as a big player in the future. And he does make a lot of interesting things happen. He's a strong player on the ball, does things that nobody else in the Arsenal team would be willing to or able to do. But he also hasn't been a massive goal and assist contributor over the past few years. Like, he has his unbelievable moments, and we need a moment player, as I talk about so much. But Rafael Leao may only be a moment player. And you need somebody who can also put in a shift week in and week out in the Premier League. Those moments are harder to come by. He's a maverick, a Champions League killer, but maybe not worth the bang for the buck. We're talking about 50 to 70 million plus massive wages and probably a sizable agent fee. So I'd expect Rafael Leao to not even be linked with Arsenal at any point for the rest of the summer unless it gets into those dire days in mid to late July and early August. And finally, Alejandro Garnacho, his agent pushing for a move to another Premier League club. Chelsea obviously linked heavily, and Arsenal continue to be linked. Another one where the mental profile is not one that I think Arsenal are interested in. Consistently been a locker room problem his entire career. Very young, can score excellent goals. A kind of player we really need, but very wasteful in possession. And as I mentioned, I don't see him meshing with this team very well. But this is a link that I expect to stick around until Garnacho has found a new home because, as I mentioned, his agent is really pushing this move to stay in the Premier League. That's where Garnacho wants to be. This one reeks of Chelsea. Rafael Leao also kind of reeks of Chelsea. So I think if either of those players move to Chelsea, the other one's going to become even more strongly linked with Arsenal, but I wouldn't read too much into it. Garnacho, not a player Arsenal are said to be really interested in at the moment. But these things change. If this Rodrigo update, things start to fall through, I wouldn't be surprised to see these two players back on the radar for Arsenal, but I don't expect either of them to sign. There's a big difference between being rumored and actually being a potential signing, and I don't see Garnacho as a true potential signing for Arsenal. Thanks for watching Arsenal Report. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right down there. Daily updates on our transfer moves, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.